Hi.
Hi.
How are you feeling? Are you well?
Am I well?
Mhm.
That's subjective.
Are you hungover?
I have a kiss of a hangover.
Is that red wine coming for your ass or what?
Yeah. I was like chugging it. I went back for one more glass of red wine and came back with two. Did you notice that?
I mean, one of them wasn't for me, so of course. And then, Logan came up with two, but then handed me one. I think that's efficiency right there.
I know, because listen, the dear bartender last night, he was pouring, a modest pour.
Mm.
And I was like, can we get the holiday pour, the at-home pour?
Can we get that disrespectfully pour, please?
Yes. I'm going to call it the disrespectfully pour.
The disrespectfully pour.
Yeah, the Katie pour.
Welcome to Disrespectfully
with Katie Maloney
and Dana Kayne.
Unapologetically,
We're here to do what we want to do.
spilling the tea.
Babe, you're going to see the power of women, like
Disrespectfully.
So last night we were at Ariana's event for her DSW collab. It was very cute. It was like a little Garden of Eden dinner. And it was at a really fancy hotel. And so like great service, great food. And then, but they did just have the one bartender. And at one point, me and Logan were standing there and I was like, so do you want to rock, paper, scissors? Like who's getting back there? Because he had left for a while. The other thing is they kept having a champagne pour. And when it's a little Veuve Clicquot, I can never resist. So I too have a hangover that's nipping at my heels. I knew when I got home, I took some Excedrin migraine and I was like, we record in the morning. I don't want to look puffy and gross, but tonight I lived.
Do I look okay?
No, you look great.
I iced my face this morning.
I stuck my face in a bowl of water, ice water.
And this is it.
Do I look okay?
Yeah.
People keep commenting that I look hungover or quote unquote rough, and it's really devastating for me. So
I feel
technically it would be true today.
I feel like I would look a little haggard.
So I feel like we talked about this before because I feel like we discussed if it was the vega or vagus nerve. Which one? We were talking about like the ice thing.
Vagus nerve.
Vagus nerve.
Vagus nerve.
Which should be easy for me to remember, but because it's like you should be doing it after your time in Vegas. But yeah, I filled it up with ice and I was running a little late, but I was like, I'm not risking the puff today. So shoved my face in that. Then I put eye patches on. Then I used my ice roller over the eye patches.
Yeah.
So it's really soothing, but I don't know if it did much.
I slept like really hard on like my face or something to the point where I had just like a real hard crease in the line right here. What do they call this right here?
The nasolabial folds.
The nasolabial fold.
Which sounds different than what it is.
I
But
know.
well, we were discussing that in the car yesterday. I definitely think in my 30s, there have already started to be a few things that I've noticed where people are like, oh, aging's a privilege, blah, blah. Look, it is. Of course it is. But I'm going to fight that shit tooth and nail until that sweet, sweet night takes me away. I'm like, I want to be as hot as possible for as long as possible. And I'm really passionate about facelifts.
Oh, yeah. We decided that we're going to get a mini facelift when we're in our early 40s.
Mm-hmm. Well, I said 47, but I think before 50 is a good time to be doing that. Just a little, and then perhaps I won't need the bowl of water as much. But yeah, I'm like, those lines bother me. And the problem with them, there's no good solution for them. Like filling them, it looks really unnatural. You can fill your cheeks to help like lift them up. But then that,
the problem
then you're getting
is
the face filler.
Once you start filling, that's a slippery slope. Gravity just grabs onto your face and it just tugs it down.
Well, you can tell when people are overfilled in the face particularly, and it's like such a rolling stone. Once you're on that train.
Well, that's what I mean. Gravity's still going to do its thing. You can try to fill it up with as much as possible, but it's still going to drag it down. And eventually you got to just do the damn thing.
That's why I like permanent cosmetic procedures. It's like my nose job. It was a one and done. So it's just like you did it. And now I love my nose. So I wish there was a permanent solution, but the only things are temporary. That's when you start getting into the weeds of looking a little weird. Do you know another unfortunate symptom of your 30s for me? I'm so obvious.
Besides being hungover, besides gravity, besides wrinkles, what?
I bleach my hair, but I'm naturally blonde, like dark blonde. So I have really fine hair all over my body.
What's that like?
What
is that like?
I've been very fortunate my whole life with that. But my leg hair these days, I could be used in home furnishings to sand something down. The texture of my leg hair has changed to the point the day after I shave, it's like prickly and hard.
Yeah, I've been that way since I was like 12. Dude, like that's been my entire existence. I don't remember what it was like having just like no hair on my legs.
I don't know if that's a thing in your 30s, but it's a change for me. So maybe some people were born with, maybe she's born with it, maybe it's Maybelline, but it's definitely changed for me in my 30s.
Yeah, everyone's like, "Oh, you're so lucky with your hair and your eyebrows," and I'm like, "Yeah, but guess what? Everywhere else." That's why I laser.
You were an outstanding kickball player when you were 10 because you just had the grip, have the fur to just.
I've never been aerodynamic.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're both passionate about lasering, but I only laser my hoo-ha.
Well, underarms, bikini, Brazilian, if you will. But I gotta get to the legs because I want to be like a dolphin.
Have you done your legs yet?
Not yet.
You haven't.
I know. But I meant to do it this winter, but I just kind of forgot and didn't feel like it.
I'll start it with you in the fall. I've decided. I'm like, it's so convenient. Lasering is the best. If you don't do it, it's so much less painful than waxing. I think the results last way longer.
Well, obviously, I don't get waxing. I don't get it because they're like, okay, grow your hair out for weeks, and then we're gonna rip it from your body, and it's gonna last for a week, and then grow it back out. So all of that for like a week of smooth skin. I don't know.
No,
the logic, the math don't math. I don't get it.
No, I think it's silly. And also, I don't know how it is in the rest of the country, but in LA, it's price comparable. So why wouldn't you just pay to get lasered? But yeah, we should. You want to Michael Phelps it up?
Yeah, I do.
Glide through the water.
I do. And the only downside to laser is that you have to avoid sun exposure.
Mm-hmm.
So in the summertime, it's kind of like,
which it's endless summer in LA, but we'll figure it out.
Is it?
Well, not this. This year was monsoon.
The last 2 years.
We need to make a quick correction.
What?
From last episode, because we've been getting some heat, which I think is silly.
Wait, why?
Here's the thing. We're talking about DoorDash in our ops. Here's the thing. We don't think the DoorDasher is responsible for making sure the order is correct. They just go pick it up. Now, if the DoorDasher picks up the completely wrong order, yes, that's their fault. But I'm not expecting them to, they seal the bag at most restaurants. I'm not expecting them to go through. It's not their job. They're there to pick it up and bring it to you. That's not what we were saying. I blame Taco Bell. I blame the restaurants when the order's wrong, of course.
Correct. However, I do think sometimes when there's like an entire piece of an order missing, that sometimes they forget to grab things.
Yeah. If it's multiple bags or whatever, or the completely wrong order, like you can see it's not the right name.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I mean, if someone has ever driven or done Postmates or DoorDash, do you see the order? Do you know what you're picking up? Like, do you know if there's like beverages?
Yes, I've driven for Postmates. Okay.
So when you don't grab drinks.
Well, I was a horrible Postmates driver. I got kicked off for being so bad because I kept delivering the wrong food to the wrong people. So I'm public enemy number one here.
Oh my God, the ops in the house. Little did we know.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a little bit of culpability on the driver.
For sure.
Just to make sure. I'm just saying when you order, for instance, I've ordered like Starbucks before, and they've like when there's been like people at my house and stuff, and they've like literally forgotten like half the order because they probably go to pick it up, but they just grab like one of the things and not like all of the things.
Right.
It's like, let's just be a little more thorough and not in a hurry. I get it. And I'm not, again, I know that service, any kind of service when you're doing all that is tough, but it's like when we're hired to do a job, we should probably do it well.
Leia.
No, I literally lasted 2 weeks. I was horrible. Not the job for me.
You're such a great producer, so that's crazy because I just feel like you're so detail oriented.
I just got flustered, and parking is hard. And
I know it's a lot of, that's why there's some things that we thrive in, and there's some things we don't thrive in. And I know a lot of people are quick to be like, don't take it out on this person. But it's like, I'm not trying to take it out on anyone. But it's just like, I don't know. If like, you're going to go and not get it right, then maybe it's not the job for you.
No, well, I agree. It wasn't the job for me. I had no business doing it. And when I got kicked off, I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
I was, for instance, like I was always really great at waiting tables because I could like minimize my steps. I could keep, like a list of tasks in my head and know, okay, I'm going to go to this table and then I'm going to go drop this check off. And like, I was really good at that because I could like keep those like kind of like steps in my head where most people would get overwhelmed by the entire job in itself and just like couldn't do it and stay on top of that shit.
I was not a great server. So obviously to be on the show had me work at the restaurants, but I had never been a server before or a bartender. So I had to learn both those things. And I was good in sales. Like that's what I thrive in. That's what I had been doing, but it did not translate. Like I forgot orders. I would get flustered. I also was not good. Like you have to be able to keep a brave face when someone is pissing you off and they're the customer and like keep the flow and whatever. And I just didn't do well with that. But also working at Sir and Tom Tom, I would say, because people go there because they're fans of the show, and then they knew me because of the show. Like people would ask really inappropriate questions and be just gross, and I really hated that. Like, what was that like for you to have to deal with? Because how long into the show did you like stop working at Sir?
Probably after like, well, I mean, okay, the job evolved over time. So I mean, the first like 4-ish seasons we were working like full on, I would say, but it definitely got harder to maintain like having like full on shifts with a section. It just was like not ideal or fair to like everyone else that was working. We'd have like modified shifts and modified sections because we pulled tips there. So when other people were having to pick up slack and stuff like that, it just wasn't exactly fair. So it was pretty much after like season 5 or 6 that we were not really working as much there. But yeah.
Well, it reminds me of that phrase. This is the hangover talking. Wait, it's like something like, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will spend its whole life believing it's stupid. So it's like everyone has their strong suits. And if you were a fish, you should not be doing DoorDash is the point for you, Leia.
Well, yeah, don't put me, I can't do spreadsheets, Excel. I'm really not super tech savvy. So like, I don't think I would thrive in that kind of position.
What's the weirdest job or the most short-lived job you both have ever had?
Oh, working at a perfume store at the Century City Mall.
Say more.
Why? Because you were bored or because...
So my friend got this job and it was a weird... There might have been some shadiness behind it. I'm not entirely sure. It was like this like French dude and I don't know. I think there might have been some other stuff behind it, but like no one ever came in. So like I don't.
It was a front, basically, is what you're saying.
I don't know. I never sold a bottle. I don't know if anyone ever sold a bottle, but like the perfume was also like in the case was like a little like golf bag. So I'm like, who's our audience, our demographic here? Who are we trying to sell this to? I don't know. But like it didn't last long.
How long?
I was also getting paid like under the table, I think.
So it was a drug deal.
You worked for a kingpin, basically.
He was definitely European and yeah.
Smuggling weapons or drugs is what he was doing. But okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Well, mine was more legit, but I've had a lot of odd jobs, but I would say something that is least relatable to people. My first job in healthcare sales was working for a sustainability division of a company. So they basically reused, cleaned. I don't even know how it worked, but like medical devices that would be used. But my job as the lowest of the low on the totem pole was to get to hospitals like at 4 a.m. before surgery started and go collect all the medical waste. So I would have bags and bags like a dirty Santa of like medical waste.
Like needles and shit?
Yes, literally. Ugh. I had to go into, and there was like risk. You had to do all the safety procedures so you didn't like prick yourself with things. That was so gnarly and also very heavy. And so I would just be dragging, like that was probably a better job for someone that trains as a professional athlete or like, has some natural muscle tone. But I did that for, I think, 2 months and then luckily got a much, much better job offer and was like, see ya.
Yeah, no thanks.
And my manager was really salty and mean to me on the way out. I understand, like, if you hire someone and it doesn't work out, there are feelings, but she was like, I called her and I basically blamed it on it not being a fit for the job, which wasn't untrue, but I got a much better job. And she was like, I should have gone with my initial gut about you, and hung up on me. And I was like, yeah, I guess your gut was that I wouldn't be good in medical waste. But anyway, that's what I did.
Love.
Pretty gross.
That's disgusting.
I also sold fish at one point.
Where? At a pet store?
My first sales job was selling, fish that people eat, but it was the grossest. And also I think it might've been a front. It was a weird job. Anyway, I traveled the country selling fish.
It's giving fajita heist.
I got a little tense when the fajita heist conversation came up because I had a past.
A little bit. Like what you were like, so we have a deal on haddock and tuna this week.
I opened my coat. Flip-flopping
I
around.
mean, for real though, like canned fish, like live fish,
Frozen.
frozen
dead
fish sticks.
I think eventually they came out with fish sticks, but they were really gross. Do you know what swai is?
No.
It's basically the crawfish, you know how they call those mud bugs of fish. So it's like the lowest of the totem pole. They were raised all in farms. They injected them. The price was based on how much saline was in them. It's gross. And if you're out there and you like swai, it like would fall apart when you try and cook it. It was awful. Your girl needed a job. I needed sales experience. So I said, I love fish. Sign me up.
Good God.
Anywho. Anyway,
I feel like I haven't had other jobs, but I may have blocked them from my memory just because.
I mean, yeah, if we're going back, my first job was a grocery store clerk. I mean, so I had like babysat and walked dogs and washed cars and shit. But then my first paycheck job was a grocery store clerk, in which I lied about my age. And I'm not sure how to get the job because I was too young, but I don't even, no one look at my ID. I don't know how that happened, but I definitely cleaned a lot of toilets at that job and restocked things. This is really gross. Should I tell a gross story?
Yeah.
So I run pretty hot.
In more ways than one.
Oh my God, are you flirting with me?
No.
Very true. I mean, thank you, Katie. But seriously, with summer coming up, I've been preparing and I think I finally hacked the system.
Okay, well, give me more info.
Do you want to hear what my hack is?
Yes.
Well, last year I would just reapply deodorant every hour and it was not sustainable.
Like
Literally last night, I believe I said it was like there was a rainforest cafe in my blazer and I had so much deodorant on, but I'd forget to reapply and it would get worse. Sometimes I would forget to bring it with me, which that's what happened literally last night. When you're switching purses and you forget to bring things, last night I switched to that cute sparkly purse that doesn't have a lot of utility, but it's cute. No deodorant. No face powder. This year, I've solved the problem, and it's Lume.
Lume whole body deodorant is making it so none of us have to worry about BO again. Unlike certain other deos, Lume is powered by mandelic acid to control odor in a new way.
Lume delivers outrageous 72-hour odor control everywhere from your pits to your feet, even, your private parts. In fact, it was patients' concerns about private part odor that originally inspired the OBGYN who invented Lume.
Fast forward 6 years, and her game-changing whole body deo has now earned over 300,000 5-star reviews from people like me, who love feeling confident from head to toe.
New customers get 15% off all Lume products with our exclusive code and link. Use code disrespectfully at lumedeodorant.com. That's LUMEDEODORANT.com.
I really personally love that Lume is seriously safe to use anywhere on your body. It's baking soda free, paraben free, and is pH balanced for safe use below the belt. Because we're not just getting hot under our pits, are we now?
They have incredible bright scents. I personally love my clean tangerine solid stick.
Oh, and I have the lavender sage and toasted coconut, my favorite, that I just like to, mix it up.
Smear everywhere. Lume Starter Pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like a mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping.
Has a special offer for our listeners. New customers get 15% off all Lume products with our exclusive code. And if you combine the 15% off with the already discounted starter pack, equals over 40% off their starter pack. Use code disrespectfully for 15% off your first purchase at lumedeodorant.com.
That's code disrespectfully at LUMEDEODORANT.com.
So I have a new bev.
The Bevy Queen. Tell me everything.
It's called Bubbly Burst. And I brought every single flavor.
Yeah, you
so
did.
Which one do you want? I got triple berry, peach mango, cherry lemonade, pineapple tangerine, watermelon lime, and tropical punch.
What's your fave?
Well, the Bubbly Burst flavors are all insanely good. But I mean, I don't know. I crave a different flavor depending on what I'm doing. When I watch shows at night, I might do like a glass of watermelon lime in like a wine glass over ice. And then when I need a midday pick-me-up, I might do like a cherry lemonade or peach mango. But I think for my new podcast beverage, I'm going to do the tropical punch.
Sounds bubbly.
Effervescent. Oh, yeah.
I'm a berry gal. So can I have the triple berry?
Mm-hmm.
We'll do some ASMR.
Yes.
Here's doll. Meow. This is next level. What is it?
It's Bubbly Burst, and it's a new sparkling water beverage that flips the script on boring with a burst of bold fruit flavors, obviously refreshing bubbles, and 1% juice.
I feel like I was just talking about this, how I'm really conscious of the amount of sugar in drinks, and it looks like there's 0 added sugar, and it has antioxidants and immune support with vitamins E and zinc, which you and I can both use apparently since we've been to the hospital recently, and only 5 to 10 calories.
The best part is that it's bursting with flavor. Love that it gives me the little burst I need, and it makes any activity like really fun.
It's like a party in my mouth and everyone's invited. I love how colorful the bottles are too. They're so cute. They make me happy. It's bursting, it's colorful, it's energetic. There's a little saying at the top of each cap.
Totally.
What does yours say?
It says fizz on.
Mine says drink it all in. That's like really uplifting.
Definitely try this new Bubbly Burst. Bubbly Burst is a flavorful new sparkling water beverage from the makers of Bubbly.
Honestly, I'm going to try the watermelon lime too. Delicious. It's bursting with fruit flavor, and again, the no sugar added is just really what I need to be all smiles. This is disgusting, but we've talked about like Laszlo's blowout on my bed recently. So I remember one time I was up like walking down the hall to start my shift, and this I feel so bad for her because hot girls with stomach problems, we've all been there. I bumped into her and I saw like the panic in her eyes, and she was like, "Where's the restroom?" And I was like, "It's around the corner." And I go downstairs, and 15 minutes later, I hear Dana to the front register. So I go out there, and my manager has a mop and bucket waiting for me. And she's like, "I need you to head up to the restroom." It looked like
Oh, God.
It looked like the bathroom from Saw 1. That is what it looked like. Like, I don't like how she got it like on the ceiling. Like, I don't know, like literally something like it was like crazy. And I was like, I've already discussed, I'm not good with poo. I don't even like talking about it. It's like that's why I don't like changing my niece's diapers. Like I'm not built for it. My constitution. I yo-hoed with a mop in there for like 30 minutes. Have you ever had to clean a blowout that wasn't on a baby because of a job?
No. I've never had to clean up a I've never had to clean up a blowout period. Clean out or clean up?
Sometimes it's out because you have to get in there, but
God. That is disgusting.
What's your grossest job you've ever had? So you were with the drug lord with the perfume shop. You're at Sir, slinging goat cheese balls.
Yep. I mean, I've worked at so many restaurants, and that's not that they're gross, but like there's elements of grossness in restaurants. You know, you get dirty. I've spilled like just entire vats of like ranch dressing like all over my shoes, in my shoes. You know, it gets dirty, dirty jobs. But I've never had like a disgusting job like that where I've had to like really just roll up my sleeves and
so far
shit.
I should have taken Mike, whatever his name, like,
dirty jobs.
Was just dirty jobs. I'm dealing with fecal matter, fish, and medical waste. I mean, it's like, what would I do for money? I was because I was broke always, so I was just so desperate to work. I would literally do whatever I could get.
Oh God.
And then moving on to other kinds of dirty, my next job was working as a hostess as a restaurant. That I did do that for a few years. So that was my only restaurant job prior to Sir. And that was my first time dealing with creepy managers. Okay, here's the thing. You know that movie Waiting?
Oh yeah, I love that movie.
If you have not watched, have you seen Waiting?
No.
If you have ever worked in a restaurant, eaten at a restaurant, driven by a restaurant, please watch Waiting. It is the most accurate representation of all those personalities in it. You've met all those people in restaurants. So it's like the creepy older manager. He was a known cokehead. At the time, I didn't even know what coke was. He was just like, but people would say he was always red, and he would like close the office door for long periods of time, and people would be like knocking, needing to like cash out and shit. And one time I went in there because it was a paper schedule. Like, if Gen Z's listening, back then we used to do things on paper.
They would just post a schedule in the back. You'd have to go write down what your days are.
I didn't have a phone to take photo of it. You had to write it down and hope you were right. You couldn't even double check your work.
If you forgot, you'd have to call and ask somebody.
You parked your wagon out front, went in, got your schedule. Yeah, like all those things. So I'm in the office checking my schedule, and I hear the door close, and I turn around, and
oh no,
there's Andy. Can I say his name? Fuck him.
Let's out him.
Let's out him. There's Andy. And with his blood red eyes, and I know I'm no one to talk because I have the world's reddest eyes.
Sweating.
It's from dryness. And he like is like literally smiling at me, and I turn and I was like, this is it. Like, he's going to kill me. And I'm in my, like, we had to wear like our like business attire skirt with our brightly colored polos that we had to change into every day with our ties with fish on them. And it was a seafood restaurant, coincidentally enough. And I was like, excuse me. And he was like, he goes, boop, 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 boop. Starts like poking my sides of my tummy, like, hee hee hee. And I was like, okay, can I go? And he was like, you're so funny. You're so silly. Like, what is happening right now? Anyway, he let me out and I was unscathed, but that was the first of many, many men who would sexually harass me in work positions.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is like all the grossness and then we need to move on. And then I accidentally once barfed up a baked potato there. Long story short, I was bragging about my love of sour cream and I put a pound of it on because we got it for like $1. We got them for like $1. That we got free sourdough bread and like cheap potatoes.
Dana's like, watch this.
Watch this. So I'm like bragging about it. And I was really skinny growing up, like tiny, tiny, tiny and naturally. And I could eat anything. How's that potato? In 3 minutes, and I was like, I'll be right back. Didn't make it to the bathroom. Threw up sour cream baked potato everywhere, and then had to walk out with my tail between my legs and be like, "Where's the mop?" And
I was gonna say, did you clean up or did they have someone else?
Oh no, I cleaned that up and it was repulsive. So anyway,
dude. But it's also true in like that movie too, where like everyone like hooks up with everyone, and
like the one really, really angry server that's been there for too long, who is the best. We've all known that person.
Yeah.
Who like goes in the back and is like, fuck. And then comes out and is like.
And there's and the other person who's like, that place is their life. And we call them lifers. And they're like, you know, teed up to become manager. Yeah.
Sorry about all the grossness.
But I like it.
I also feel like I'm talking too much. So
okay.
It's your turn. Tell me your life story.
Should we talk about challengers? Because I've been thinking about it nonstop. It's been playing in my head like the movie It Is. But now it's my own personal movie. So if you haven't seen Challengers yet, we won't spoil it for you, but we'll just talk about it in a way that we enjoyed it. So Zendaya, what are the actors' names in that movie? I don't even know.
Zendaya.
Well, besides Zendaya. Is it Zendaya or Zendaya?
It's Zendaya. That's why I'm correcting you. Sorry.
Okay.
That's an asterisk. I said that with an emotional asterisk.
Zendaya. And
okay, here's the thing about these two guys. I don't know their names. I was mostly looking at their calves.
Okay. What you need to know about Challengers is Trent Reznor scoring, Zendaya, calves, sweat, and boys kissing.
Have you seen it, Leah?
No. Do you want to know the actor names?
Yes. What are the actors' names? I feel bad.
So we have Mike Faced and Josh O'Connor.
Josh O'Connor and Mike Faced.
So which one's blonde? All I know is, first of all, it was such a, like, we obviously see movies a lot. I finally became an AMC Stubs member, so I'm really proud of myself.
I know, I'm glad you did that for us.
But was such a good movie, like in general. Like, go see it in theaters, it's worth it. So we leave so many movies just absolutely devastated that we spent our time doing that. But it was so good. Perfect casting all around. But it is like it's the score. Like it's really titillating when they like add it in and there's these intense moments in tennis that are normally quiet and then all of a sudden everyone's horned up. But yeah, go see it.
Well, Nine Inch Nails is horny music. So
it is.
If they did the damn thing. Well, I mean, like, again, like, what would Social Network be without that score? I don't know.
Well, and it reminded me of that, but probably because that relation. But I don't know, because I don't want to spoil it, but it is, if you like boys kissing, and
I was giggling the entire time, and there was one particular part. I'm sorry, you have to admit, like, that part was so fucking ridiculous.
No, I did not have the same reaction.
It was ridiculous.
No, I thought that it was a perfect song for that moment. And
why was it perfect? It was a children's choir.
Because it worked. I don't know. What you can't say, like, why is art great? Because it is. Like, it makes okay, it's like this really intense moment in the movie, and there's like song is playing.
Children's choir, and it's Katie slow-mo wind, things whipping through the air, and I was just like, and it was so long, and I was just like, it got to the point where I was just like, I just like started just cracking up because I was like, this isn't real.
You guys, it was a slow build at first with Katie. I could hear her starting like And then she's like uncontrollably laughing. And I look at her and I'm like, stop. Like, what are you doing?
Okay.
And I'm like, are you good? And she was like, this is so ridiculous. And I was like, no, I thought it was perfect.
Listen, I don't know. The sweat that was just dripping from their nose, and like they had so many like slow-mo shots, obviously, of just like really tense moments. But they just had like sweat just constantly streaming down their face off the tip of their nose. And let me tell you, one thing that like super turns me on is sweat. I don't know. Is that a thing?
Pheromones.
Pheromones are scents, but like sweat, just seeing the sight of sweat.
Do you like it when you're just getting absolutely plowed and someone's sweating in your mouth? Like, is it that the way you like it? Or like in situations like that?
The sight of sweat, seeing someone just sweat and all that, I'm just like, whoa.
No, that's hot. Like you see someone like a hot person in a sauna or what? No, that's an objectively a hot woman who's dancing and she's like sweaty. Like, yeah, no, that's objectively hot. I would say it's for me. I don't like see it, and I'm like, I want to taste that sea salt. But
I mean, I would
in this movie. I was like,
I would, but yeah.
Wait, would you seeing these two actors? Zendaya
rain on me. Yeah.
Rain on me. Oh my goodness. Okay, that wasn't the question I was going to ask, but you just outed yourself, you little horn dog. What I was going to ask you is if you saw them on the street, would you be like, rain on me? Like, you're so hot. Or what do you think it was the movie?
The guys? Okay, initially, when we both agreed, when we were watching this, we're like, these are the dudes. But as the movie went on and it progressed, they got hotter.
Oh yeah,
so much hotter. And I was like, wow. Okay.
One of them was down bad, and like I don't know if it spoils it to say it was like living in his car for a second, and I was like, get over here, you dirty little hamster. I'm like,
yeah, what you smell like?
I don't give a shit. It's like, so hot, I don't care. But for me, if
like,
I
you
saw
probably
them,
stink. You little stinky guy.
Give me that gym bag. I'm like, if I saw them walking by, they would not be my type. But then as 15 minutes in the movie, I was like,
the jawline on that other one, the bone structure on him, the calves.
Also, Zendaya is
they just like, kept taking their shirts off. I was like, what is happening?
Well, and Zendaya for president because like they wanted to kiss so bad. And look, everyone knows they kiss, and it's been out for a few weeks, so that's not necessarily a spoiler. That you see it in the trailer. But like, more boys should kiss.
Kiss your friends on the mouth.
Kiss your friends on the mouth. It's okay. Like, I wish that more men would be like, yeah, I think men are attractive.
I see guys kiss all the time. Have you been to a show recently for like any like rock band? They're kissing all the time.
Well, good.
Sleep Token is the horniest band ever. They're straddling each other and kissing, and they're all about kissing on the mouth. That's like a thing. I don't know why. I don't know why these dudes in these bands are doing it, but I'm here for it. I'm like, oh.
I mean, we love to see it.
Okay, the guy behind us.
The one downside of this movie, the guy behind us.
Well, because this is always going to get me. And Dana knows the minute that somebody's being loud in a movie theater, she just looks at me like...
My whole body tenses up. I'm like, oh no, she's mad.
Katie's going to lose it. Because first of all, the guy was smacking and snacking so loud. Like, why you crunch? No, you know when people's eating chips so loud that you can hear it in the theater next door?
Yeah.
He was crunching so loud, and he was working that bag. What was he eating?
I don't know. He literally, okay, to be fair, this does not bother me as bad as it bothers Katie. It sounded, his breathing when it went quiet between trailers sounded like this. In my ear. Like, so his breathing was already crazy. The bag of whatever, he brought a bag of plastic bags to go like, and then he's just like shoving his hand in the popcorn and like really mixing it around. And this is before the movie even starts. Then no one likes a show off in movie theaters. Like, you could tell he was trying to do a bit every time something in a movie happened. In a trailer, you knew he was going to have commentary on it. So he's just like very much thinking out loud. And I was like, I know some boys are about to make out in this movie and he's about to be like, ugh, and ruin it for everyone. But yeah, I like slowly started to side-eye Katie, and I saw her just like take a big breath and tilt her head. And I knew.
I was doing like we do like the neck stretch. You're like, oh, I'm going to have to beat some.
To be so self-aware. But maybe he does know and he doesn't care.
Well, I would rather be with someone who claps on a plane than be with somebody that's that person in a theater. That's the loud snacker, the making the noise, the commenting on the movie. It's just like, sir, like everyone's here to enjoy themselves. Just be fucking quiet. They have a whole dissertation at the beginning of the theater, like turn your phone off and shut the fuck up. Why are you making so much noise? Close your mouth. Get your hand. All you got to do is grab it.
Maybe one kernel at a time is better for you.
Grab it and put it in your mouth. Close your mouth and chew it. What is that?
I was wondering if he was alone. I didn't look back because I couldn't look at him, because you could also tell he'd be like you want to start some kind of person. I was like, I'm not trying to get in a fight today, but
no, there was definitely like multiples of them.
I feel like he was with people. So here's the thing: if I was with you and a friend, and one of you is doing that, I would tell you to. Quite like, I don't know why are you guys not embarrassed to be sitting next to him? I would be more.
That's what I mean.
Mortified. Anyway,
it's like the guy in the Barbie movie that was only laughing as loud as possible at the stuff that wasn't funny. When everyone else laughed, silence. When no one laughed, loudest person in the room.
The thing is, that takes the joy out of a movie for me when I'm seeing a movie with you when someone's doing that, because my cortisol levels raise so high. I'm like, something terrible is about to happen. Please be quiet.
You don't want to see me angry. But it was fine. He didn't ruin it for me. It was just, there was just a couple parts where like he just was like, oh, did you see that? Like, yeah, we did.
Well, I came here to see a movie.
The screen is quite large. Hard to miss. And we're all here just specifically to see everything that we just saw. You don't need to point it out. Anyways, I hope he's having a bad week.
I do too.
Okay, but yeah, speaking of guys kissing guys and
bands,
should we talk about Emo Night? Because that was fucking epic.
The best. Let's talk about it.
Last time we were here, we mentioned that night we were going to be DJing. I say that loosely because we just create a playlist and basically press play. Well, Mike press play for us. There was like a little bit of a glitch happening where the songs were just kind of like not playing or playing through all the way. Anyways, but so we had some help assisting with that. But what did you think? What did you think? Because like I've done it before, so I want to get your thoughts and opinions on how you felt.
I mean, it was one of the greatest nights of my life. First of all, Emo Night is always one of the greatest nights of my life in general. You can't go and not have so much fun. Mm-hmm. So it was my basically wet dream to do that. And even though I know I am not, it's like, I don't think I'm Tiesto. Yes, we are just pushing buttons. And to be fair, I did push the button that made the fog go once, which was very exciting. But I don't know. It's just the energy, the people, like, I just loved it there. And I will say our playlist, we had it in a very specific order and it did get mixed up. So it threw me for
better.
But yeah, it turned out great. I loved seeing from that perspective because the stage is up high and you immediately popped right on the thing. And I was like, oh, I guess we're going up. So the problem is when you're standing on it, there's a little tape square of your safety zone. And obviously I was so nervous going out because I haven't felt that way since the last time I did stand up. Like the bee rabbit of it all. I'm like vomit on my sweater already, mom spaghetti. And mind you, it's like you're standing there pushing buttons. It's not a big deal, but I just get nervous in front of crowds of people. And so, but like once we got out there, we're having so much fun, but I'm also gravity challenged. And actually here, look at my shin.
Oh,
that was, I bruise easily and I am the clumsy one. And so I was really, really scared to fall off that. So if you saw me moving up there and you were like, she's pretty stiff, I was so scared to move. I was like trying to jump peacefully in my square, but
no, there's a couple times where like my footing got a little doo-doo, but kind of recovered.
But yeah, I don't know. It was just so cool. And I'm so excited I got to do that. And obviously I got to do that because they invited you. So I felt very lucky to be doing that and was super excited and loved it. But
it's impossible to not have a good time because it's like the camaraderie. Everyone's listening to their favorite songs for like the last, depending on 20 years for me, plus. And it's just the energy's felt. People are having a good time. People are drinking. People are mosh pit was going. The energy in the room is there and it's high and it's fun. And I don't care what anyone says.
No, that's the best place. That's a litmus test for me. You don't like Emo Night? Okay. Because even like Raleigh doesn't like emo music, but she's always like, why is it so fun there?
Yeah.
I would say a highlight for me was twerking to Corn.
Yeah, because that particular part where Jonathan Davis starts like, I don't know, scatting. Is that what we call it? It's like, what do you do during that time? Especially where you're trying just to like groove to the rest of the song. It's like, well, okay.
And it was like, like, yeah, what are you supposed to do? And I used
throw ass is what
you throw, clap cheeks, throw ass. I literally grabbed the little like DJ board thing. There was these little square, like little ends with no buttons. So I was trying to use my little like crab pincers to like my like beef pluckers to grab onto that to give me some stability. Cause then I was just like trying to throw, and I never noticed that like din 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 is actually like twerkable. So we start twerking to that.
There's a bit of a beat there.
There's a bit of a beat. So that's now going forward. I will be twerking. Also, Ariana was throwing ass too.
Ariana was, like you said, like the rent was fucking due.
Yeah, she was looking great.
Backing it fucking all
If
the way
you
up.
muted that and put the Ying Yang twins on it, no one would know.
No
one would know it was Corn, that's the preferred look,
no,
I would say.
I just like that no one was expecting it. And here's the thing. A lot of people are like, Corn is not emo. Guess what? Emo, we know. But also like why people love to gatekeep emo so hardcore. They'll go into an entire, again, TED talk about what truly is emo and what era and this and that. Like you can do that all the live long day. But we could also argue that like things like Blink-182 is not, because that's punk. You know, like whatever the fuck. It kind of all falls into the same kind of like genre, subgenre that all sort of like mix and parallel and wind. And, you know, I would like, if you're listening to certain emo bands, you're probably listening to punk. You're probably listening to new metal. You're probably listening to it all. So if you're a fan of one, you're probably a fan of the other. If you're not, you know, whatever. Could have thrown on some Nickelback and said, fuck it.
I came so close to suggesting that to you. I fucking thought about it. And I know that Disrespectfully would appreciate it. And I'm sure you were thinking about it too.
I think, you know, I think maybe it would have been a litmus test in the room for sure. But I think
to your point, that's exactly what it is. It's a bunch. Yes, it's the umbrella is emo, but underneath that fall a ton of different kinds of music. And if you're there, you probably like one of them.
And I don't even think that emo is the umbrella for all of that. I think it's rock, but then these are like very like parallels that are run very extremely close to each other.
Well, and especially the bangers like Freak on a Leash. Like,
I mean, if certain metal bands are going to share a bill on a festival or something like that with very like emo centered bands, then they can be played at the same night. Let's face it.
Yeah.
If you're going to go to a festival and see Slipknot, and then you're going to go watch, I don't know, fucking Falling in Reverse or some other like A Day to Remember that is played and accepted widely at Emo Night, then fuck it. Metal is.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
I will defend Korn being played at Emo Night.
Korn will be played at my funeral. That's one of the things I'll probably be hoisted to. I was like, that's a fucking great song.
Make Me Bad will be played at my funeral.
The second thing I think that stood out for me is Lovely, Lovely Bryce.
Oh,
who kind of closed on.
Okay. If you didn't listen to Rocket Summer back in the day or now, truly what were you doing? But Bryce Avery is a very lovely human. And he was also DJing, and he was DJing towards like the end of the night around like 1. And he was like, come join me. Help me with my set. So we did. And at that point in the night, like things were definitely a little like more in the brown zone in terms of my.
So that was going to be my point.
Yeah.
So I was celebrating once we got off there. I was like, this is what Calvin Harris feels like. And then, you know, we're like, we go to the green room. We're having so much fun. We're like, shots, like tequila, blah, blah, blah. I would not have celebrated the way in which I was celebrating had I thought I'd be standing again 20 feet off the ground on a tiny, tiny square. But then Bryce was like, come like hype, like he was alone. So we went back and like, we're like jumping with him again and having fun. But then I was like, yeah, this is a little spotty for me. And my motor function isn't quite what it was 2 hours ago. So that was a choice we made, but we got through. No one was injured.
Yeah, there was a lot more people around at that point too. But it's fine. Yeah, there's definitely a point where I kind of like squatted down and I was like, ooh. He's like, you good? I'm like, super. But all in all, fucking fabulous time.
All's Well That Ends All, big thank you and shout out to Emo Night.
Yeah, and I can't wait to do it again in a couple weeks.
And the whole, yeah, literally.
Yeah. But yeah, and any other thoughts? What else did we play? Because people were asking. We played, so we started with Helena from my chem, because obviously. And then we went to, what was after that?
Well, the
letters. Finch, Letters to You.
Letters to You.
I was going, but we couldn't decide between What It Is to Burn and Letters to You. I mean,
Letters
What
to
It
You
Is
was
to
totally
What It Is to Burn is like such like an anthem, and it's fucking fantastic. But Letters to You was really kind of more of like a drive, like. And then we did Blink 182,
Easy Target,
Sleeping with Sirens, If You Can't Hang, that song. Pierce the Veil, King for a Day, because that's like my anthem. And then Paramore, Crush. Porn. And I feel like there's one more.
Please hold, because I think there's one more too. Oh, and then also they were like, okay, do one more.
Oh, we did used Taste of Ink.
Yes. No, I think
that was it.
That was it.
Yeah, so if you're wondering, that was...
Oh, fuck, no. Make Damn Sure. Duh.
Oh, Take Back Sunday, Make Damn Sure. Of course, so gang was all there. It's hard, because when you only have 30 minutes, you could like... You really have to kind of cover your bases in terms of like getting some like semi-deep cuts, some hits, some surprises.
Right.
Some favorites. I don't know.
I mean, I think we're going to win a Grammy for Playlist Curation. So
Playlist
we should probably get our
best DJ performance, best dance performance,
best twerk to inappropriate music, out of category music.
On category. Don't even.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're claiming it now, but yeah, I loved it there. I mean, that was literally like up there with Great White Shark Diving for me. So my dreams keep coming true, and it's pretty fucking lit.
Are you receiving a lot of wedding invites this summer?
Yeah, the shopping halls have begun.
I usually dread weddings because I know it's going to mean uncomfortable shapewear all night long. But I think at Natalie's wedding, I wore Honeylove shapewear. Did you as well?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a game changer.
It was a game changer. Yeah. It's so comfy. I always travel with it now. Also, you know that feeling when you get home and the first thing you need to do is take your bra off?
Yeah, obviously.
I never normally wear a bra because they're uncomfortable and I hate them. But I've been wearing the Honeylove crossover bra because it is so comfortable, and I do forget to take it off right when I walk in the door. But the other night, I slept in it. The bra gives you all the support of traditional bras without using underwires, which I love and is personally a staple for me.
I wear my Honeylove V-bra every day, and it's designed to lift and separate with molded cups. And it's not like a shelf-like bra, so you don't get that weird like uniboob effect, you know?
Support for today's episode comes from Honeylove. Honeylove has revolutionized the bra game. Say goodbye to underwire without sacrificing lift. Honeylove's bras feature supportive bonding that eliminates the need for uncomfortable underwires. Honeylove offers a wide range of sizes and caters to the diverse needs of all women. For those of us with small boobs, finally have a bra that doesn't keep riding up or needing to be pulled down.
And those with bigger boobs can finally have a bra that is supportive and comfortable. Plus, they're made with fabric that is so soft, you'll forget you're wearing it. It's time to spring clean your bra drawer. For a limited time only, you can get Honeylove on sale. Get 20% off your entire order with our exclusive link, honeylove.com/disrespectfully. Support our show and check them out at honeylove.com/disrespectfully.
Honeylove also has more than just bras. They have incredibly comfortable shapewear that we love, tanks and leggings for everyday support.
Honeylove is not just supporting women, it's empowering women. Treat yourself to the best bras on the market and save 20% off at honeylove.com/disrespectfully.
Use our exclusive link to get 20% off. Honeylove.com/disrespectfully to find your perfect fit. After you purchase, they ask you where you heard about them. Please, please, please support our show and let them know we sent you. Honeys, you deserve this. Free the pain and discomfort and keep the support with Honeylove.
It's pretty crazy how much I love Jenni Kayne.
You're like bordering on a stalker of Jenni Kayne.
No.
Yeah, I'm like living in my Jenni Kayne winter, spring, summer, and fall.
I never get more compliments on my fits when I'm wearing Jenni Kayne, first of all. It's actually crazy. And their summer collection is no joke. I'm loving the cotton collection. The cotton cocoon cardigan and Chloe crew neck have become my staples. I actually got a few of their Chloe crew necks because they come in a range of colors, which Makes it super easy to mix and match with my wardrobe.
You love a cardigan in any season, so like a breathable
Call
one.
me Mr. Rogers. Yes.
Step into summer with style and ease thanks to one of our favorite sponsors, Jenni Kayne. Jenni Kayne is a California brand through and through, and their staples make getting dressed effortless and perfect for my summer aesthetic.
Think minimalistic and refined with pieces like luxurious cashmere sweaters and iconic accessories to elevated versions of all your everyday basics. Jenni Kayne has everything you need to embrace your uniform. Not to mention the most incredible home essentials too. Jenni Kayne is here to help you live your best season yet.
For a limited time, our listeners get 15% off their first order. Go to jennikayne.com and use code disrespectfully15 to get 15% off.
We've been talking a lot about our summer vacations, and if you need something luxurious to add to your vacation wardrobe, I have been loving the Flynn cashmere sweater. You can dress it up or down, which is great when you're packing. You need that versatility.
Jenni Kayne is making those lightweight yet luxurious sweaters. I love my Cooper cardigan. It has cute button accents and it's lightweight so I can wear it inside and outside. I also love their sundresses. The Cove dress is super lightweight with flowy fabric and I just love it. Take me to the beach, to the mall again, back to the beach, literally anywhere. I'm excited to wear it.
They also have a stunning collection of home essentials, timeless furniture pieces, cozy pillows and throws, perfectly curated decor, and the most incredible candles.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, they have an incredible rewards program where you can earn up to 10% back with every purchase, and joining is completely free.
Savings on savings on savings. Find your new uniform at jennikayne.com. Our listeners get 15% off your first order when you use code disrespectfully15 at checkout. That's 15% off your first order at jennikayne.com. Use promo code disrespectfully15.
Let getting dressed be one less thing to worry about. Embrace your summer aesthetic with Jenni Kayne. Those are the memories I'm truly going to cherish, unlike fucking...
I know what you're about to say.
Do you know what I'm about to say?
Yeah.
iPhone memories. I get what iPhone wants to do with the memories. You know, it's thoughtful. In theory, it's great, but it's also traumatizing. I'm personally victimized by iPhone photo memories. On this day, fuck you. I don't want to remember
this day. On this day 6 years ago, your life was destroyed. Here's a slideshow to royalty-free music.
With
they can't even give you corn. They just give you
strings. I don't want strings. On this day. Oh, you mean my wedding day? I'm just trying to I'm just out here just running some errands. I'm in Target, open up my phone on this day. What did I do? Did I ask for this?
No.
Targeted.
The emotional warfare. I'm like, Siri, go to sleep. Why did you wake up today and choose violence? Yeah, it literally pulls the like worst moments of your life and then it just suggests it to you out of nowhere. It's like, bah.
Or, you know, at one point, happy memories that are just now complete past history.
But here's the business. I have plenty of happy past memories that are present day, still happy memories. I have never once seen them in a slide. So what the fuck is that about? You like, why, if this looks like such a good day, why don't you pick one where I'm smiling and then I'm still smiling about it present day? Because at this point, it seems like Siri is also the ops.
Yeah.
She wants to send that voice note that you accidentally
hey,
record.
Bitch. Oh.
Yeah, she wants that to send. And then she wants to send a fucking slideshow about it in a few years.
Yeah, here's all those screenshots you took of that one conversation that you were like having an entire like conversation with your friends about anyways.
I don't know, she's been extra hostile lately. It is so weird when that happens. I'm like, what is going on? Actually, do you know what I did yesterday?
On this day, oh, you mean my honeymoon? What did I do to you? I'm out here talking about healing and you're like, oh, what did you say about healing, Katie? Boom.
Yeah, don't talk about how well you're doing because Siri will be like, well, hold my drink.
I got something for you.
This is dark.
Girl, I got something for you.
This is dark. On this day, your mom died. Literally, I had one that was like medication stuff. I'm like, I remember.
Or it's just like on this day, it's a random day 3 years ago. And it's just photo. It's like, what is this about? Why can't you put something together for me that I could actually use?
Yeah, or it's like this one photo with this one guy that ruined your life, and it's the only photo you guys have together because he kind of kept you on the low and you knew it wasn't really a thing, but you kept going along with it. So you had this one photo and you never really deleted it. Yeah, that's coming up in the slideshow.
Yeah. But I just don't understand. I wish when you took a photo, it's like, do you want to commit this to memory?
What do you think, girl?
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you could do it, and then maybe she could be more aware and more conscious.
That's what I mean. I don't want a slideshow of these random photos I took this night. Like, I got so many damn photos that I could probably just delete, but I don't need a slideshow of it 3 years later.
I wish there was an easy functionality because I probably have 23,000 pieces of media on my phone to like go through all the garbage that was relevant for 5 seconds that you needed.
That's what I mean. So it's like if there's a particular night that was special that I would like to pop up in my memories that was special that I could have that like sweet music to be like, oh my God, thanks for the memories. That would be great. So if there was a function when that shit happens, that was like, this is a memory I'd like you to remind me of.
Yeah.
That's the function I'm talking about.
It's $1 million idea.
They should just use the like favorited photos in your camera roll. You know, you can like heart a photo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those videos, those photos, those were the ones that you do the memories of.
I'm just saying the happiest day of my life, that is still the happiest day of my life. Never in those slideshow have I seen one great white shark. Do you know how many photos of great white sharks I have on my phone? Never seen it in a slideshow.
This is the shit I'm talking about. No, but
Sharks never goes to
every August, I'm like, on this day. I know. Guess what? I know. Except for this last year, I kind of forgot, which is weird.
Love.
She didn't remind me.
Progress. It's because she's the only one that's keeping that memory alive, stoking that fire. You're like, girl, let it go.
Yeah. I wonder if I have any memories.
Yeah, should we check our on this days?
What's your on this day?
How do you check it? Because sometimes, like when I swipe over, it's just there. Why is it not there right now?
You go to For You.
Yeah, you have to go to For You, and then it says memories.
I have one for our Savannah trip. It's just a bunch of pictures of me. Anyways.
Wait, it's playing rock music too. Suri's listening to us. Wait, show me.
Over the years, back in the day.
My favorite is Pet Friends.
Oh, here's a photo of my friend that died. Mine is mostly Raleigh's butt cheeks.
10 years ago. Oh, Lord.
Wait, this is so funny. This is just an entire slideshow of me and Raleigh. Memories. Wait, are these a bunch of these?
I love the ones that are just like a random dinner from November 1st, 2014.
Yeah, 2014. And then it's like last week. And then it's like, those are the most disturbing ones where it's like, over the years, don't be mixing those pictures.
Okay, what I'm referring to is when you swipe this way and it pops up there. That's, you guys just weren't looking for it.
No, I know. Sometimes you scroll like this.
Yeah, you just have to scroll like that.
That is jump scare. Well, I took it off of there, so they don't pop up like that.
I need to ask you about one more thing.
What?
And then I guess we should basement it all. What do you think about the second Boeing whistleblower just died, like, accidentally? Do you think that they're getting...
How did he die?
So the first person who like...
committed suicide by shotgun, I'm pretty sure, or by gun in his truck. And he was very vocal about wanting to testify and like saying there's all these safety issues, and the same thing with this guy that just died.
So they're just saying that there's safety issues? Well, we've seen that.
Yes. Well, when a panel flies off mid-flight, they're basically saying, I think it said natural causes, which is weird, but I'm like...
Yeah, so John Barnett was a former quality control manager at Boeing. So a former Boeing employee known for raising concerns about the firm's production standards has been found dead in the U.S. He worked for more than 30 years before retiring in 2017. In the days before his death, he had been giving evidence in a whistleblower lawsuit against the company. The 62-year-old had died from a self-inflicted wound on March 9th, and police were investigating.
I don't know. I just feel like they skated right over it, and now it's very weird to me that there's a second one.
Yeah, I mean, I know like people die every day, so it's like, okay, that could just be coincidental, but
I think it's weird.
when someone's willing to go out there and start talking about these issues, but it's like, well, then just fix your issues.
Yeah.
Unless I don't know.
I don't know.
I've been on a lot of Boeings lately, and it's not exactly soothing.
No, the second I look at my plane now, I'm like, I avoid them, and if I have to fly on it, I'm like, here to Seattle, I just had to take one because it's just like the easiest route. Obviously, that's their hub, and I don't like it. Anyway, that might be boring, but I was just curious what you thought on it. I think that's suspicious.
That's fucking weird.
That's fucking weird. I don't think it looks great.
No, not a good look, guys.
Basement?
Oh, yeah. Who's in your basement?
Okay, I usually prepare this and I'm good about it, but I literally didn't think about it until right now. But so the only thing I can think of this week would be he's lived there though. He has residency. Tom Sandoval. After his Watch What Happens Live bullshit.
Ugh.
His Watch What Happens Live episode was difficult to watch. He is a known liar. He lied on that. He will always be a liar.
Yeah,
so.
It was a nice PR move for him, but you can't go and say that you tried talking to Ariana off camera when you fucking didn't. Okay.
Who's in yours?
Can you guess who's in mine?
No.
So last night there was a photographer.
Oh my God.
I first of all, like I don't hate pictures, but I hate when people are like, oh my God, everyone get together, pose. Like, I'm like, just take a damn picture. Or like, I like pictures when they're like candid or quick or easy or something like that. Like when it's like this, like getting pulled away to go take a picture or photograph somewhere. Like it just really will send me. And there was this like, party photographer there. And they were just supposed to be like taking pictures of people at a separate repeat, just pictures of the party. But like, she would like interrupt a conversation and be like, all right, I'm going to get a picture of you, but I'm going to take it from over there. So she goes around the table and then asks us to take a picture and then pose with the bags. And then she goes, okay, now keep talking. I'm like, didn't you just come around the said picture and be like, hey, can I take a quick photo of you guys? And we can smile and then we continue talking. Like the way she was like trying to like
pretty aggro.
Control the environment and the way I'm like, you want candid photos, but you're like literally interrupting conversations and then asking for candid photo. Like just take the picture. I don't know. It was fucking weird. It was weird, right?
Well, yeah. And when we got there, we like obviously go right to the cocktail bar and we're like some of the first ones there and it's next to the step and repeat. And she comes over and she's like, okay, guys, who's ready for the step and repeat?
Who's ready to take pictures?
And we were like, we're getting a drink. And she's like, okay, well, how about come take a photo? And I was like, no, we're going to get a drink first.
Like she was fucking up the whole vibe of the thing. And I was like on my way to go say hello to Ariana's like manager and, like, it's the party. You want to interact with people there. And like, she like literally stopped me. She goes, can I get a picture of you and these girls over here? I'm like, can I literally go do what I'm trying to do right now? Like, I'm trying to go say hello to somebody. Like, I'm in a minute. Like, it was, I don't know what, she had like a quota. She had a meet or something.
Literally. Well, maybe she can take photos of who's in your basement and send them back to us. Because I'd like to know who's
I mean, like,
there.
Listen, again, I'd hate getting on people's case. They're trying to do their jobs. But this was like, I think everyone was kind of looking at each other like, what's happening?
No, I've never seen anything like it. She's very intense.
I've been at a lot of these types of things and I've never seen anyone behave this way. So, ma'am, go in the basement. Hometown?
Like
What?
Hometown. I feel like I'm forgetting someone, but we'll get him in there next week. Hometown.
Okay. Becca says, hi, Dana and Katie. I just want to say I love the pod so much. You guys are a breath of fresh air in the podcast pool and I love listening to your banter every week. Thank you. I have a horror story of a voice memo note. Oh. A few years back, I had started talking to this guy at a party. We hit it off and exchanged numbers. The next time we met up, I realized I hadn't asked him how old he was. So I did and discovered he was 30. I had just turned 20 and honestly thought he was like 23. So once I heard that, I was no longer interested. I did a little bit of a ghost. Wrong, I know, but I was 20. But he ended up texting me one night at 3 a.m. to hook up and I never responded. The next morning, I was debriefing with my roommate and I was talking not so kindly about his age and how I'm 100% not interested and wish he would leave me alone. All of a sudden, I hear my phone do a weird beep. Oh God. I look and I had just sent him the entire 5-minute rant. To say I was mortified was an understatement. He ended up texting me back, understood. Oh. I blocked his number immediately out of embarrassment and never heard or saw him again. It's been 8 years and I still obsessively look at my phone if I'm ever speaking about someone to not make the mistake again. Again, love the pod and you girls. Oh, see, my nightmare.
No, that's a horror show.
That is a horror show.
That's American. Wait, what is it?
American
That's
Horror.
American Horror Story season 13.
Yeah, it's never gonna be just like me just talking about what I have for breakfast and someone just gets that bullshit sort of rant that I'm on. It's gonna be me saying something horribly about them or about myself or just something that it's not for their ears.
Oh, yeah, you should have, we all say shitty things about each other. Like you're allowed to rant to your friends in a private, safe space. Like she would obviously never want to say this person and hurt his feelings. And he just said, understood. Also, I don't know that he really needed to say anything though. If I was him, again, we were discussing this because I recently blocked someone who wouldn't take a hint. And after I blocked this person, they texted me. The only reason I saw it is because my iMessage on my Mac, and he texted me noted, period. And I was like, I'm blocking you because I have not responded to you in so long. You keep texting. So why would you even text that? That's just not needed. So I don't think he necessarily needed to say understood, but horrifying.
Yeah, I don't know. I know someone else recently told me a similar, really horrible story like that. And again, leave your phone in another room if you got to talk some shit, but
put it in a safe.
Yeah. Anyway.
Haley says, hey, Dana and Katie. As soon as I heard the words full exorcist moment in the Heuxmetown Hero Story on episode 16, I was rudely reminded of a Four Loko experience, pre-formulation in high school, and I had to write in. I was with a group of friends and managed to get some drinks for a sleepover while her parents were away at a concert. This friend lived in a cool cabin in the forest, so we could only get a little rowdy. Most of us shared a Four Loko because it was high school, and we couldn't get Liddy 5K on very little booze. However, one friend had a bit more experience with the wrath of Four Loko. When it was clear we needed to tuck her into bed, we all grabbed a limb and carried her upstairs and to get her cozy. Then she too had a full-on exorcist moment. We heard her scream and ran upstairs to find her projectile vomiting all over my friend's bed. We cleaned things up pretty haphazardly and then conked out. Haphazardly is such a great word and so underutilized, so great job. In the morning, we realized that the TV downstairs wouldn't turn on. Turns out our friend's puke had dripped through the cracks of the cabin style floor in the upstairs bedroom and broke the TV. Nobody showed their face at that friend's house again after that, and we learned our lesson to not drink Four Lokos. I love the podcast.
Oh my God. That's a lot of vomit to ruin an entire TV.
To go through the floors is crazy.
Like Jesus Christ.
That is such a bummer. I feel like everyone has a Four Loko story. If you ever drank a Four Loko pre-formulation, then
I have.
We all have. Haley, that was so well written too.
I know.
So we loved it. Thanks for sending that in.
Are you a writer? Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll move on to WWDD.
You want to start?
Yeah. Ari says, hi, queens. I admire the both of you so much. You exude BDE. I admire the mental and emotional strength you both hold and would love some advice or words of encouragement on the topic of not shaming yourself or feeling guilty after standing up for yourself or setting boundaries and not falling back on them. I struggle a lot with holding guilt and shame and would love to be able to move through my needs unapologetically. Well, I know it's, for me, it's like something that just had to come like with like experience, learning, lessons, growth, age, and like confidence that comes with it to just like really know yourself and stand in your like kind of power and not back down, because I think I so many times did that. I wasn't fully confident in my boundaries and knew what they were. I had to just sort of learn what they were through trial and error, I think. But I think if like once you do know them and just like really have them strong, don't just don't fall back on them. I mean, I think like what happens when you do. And so I think it's just kind of not betraying yourself.
Yeah, I would just echo a lot of what you said. Like it does, I think, come with time and being more sure of yourself, and also understanding that when people resist your boundaries, that's usually because they don't have the same type of necessary like emotional maturity that you do. And people are always going to try to push through your boundaries, and guilt and shame, kind of a wasted thing at some point. Like you have to make your choices and know that they were right for you. And if it was doing the right thing for yourself, that's all everyone should be focusing on, right? So I think that as you get more comfortable with yourself, and age certainly helps, it's easier to do that.
And if anyone's making you feel guilty for standing up for yourself or upholding boundaries, that's on them.
Yeah.
That's not on you. So that's a projection, and they don't have boundaries themselves.
Correct.
Maybe consider eliminating those individuals.
Agreed.
Yeah.
My name is Evan, and I'm from Orlando. My question. Hi, girls. I'm asking your advice from a woman's perspective because I love you both, what you both stand for, and how beautiful you girls are on the inside and out. Thank you, Evan. I'm still young, 22 years old, and a trans woman learning how to navigate her newfound womanhood and becoming comfortable in my body, identity, and sexuality. As a boy, I had to put my walls up in sexual situations with other guys, and I never felt comfortable in my skin and my parts. After being on estrogen for over a year, I have fully embraced my feminine side, and I have become so comfortable with my skin and sexuality. I have stayed a virgin by choice, but I am finally ready to experiment and open up my horizons. I want to overcome any fear I may have of sex and immerse myself in an experience that I have been longing for quite some time. However, I have so much trouble committing to it because of the way I have previously put it. I would love to ask you girls for advice on how to break down any mental barriers that you have about sex and how to navigate your decision around it, and how you sort through the men that present to you. P.S. I have been growing my hair out for a while now, and my hair is at Katie's length and thickness. I fucking love how Katie styles her hair, and I need you to tell me how you do it because you look hot as fuck. Love you both. Stay pretty, Evan.
Well, thanks, Evan.
Let's start with the hair because the rest of it's like really serious.
The hair, I mean, a lot of it is in like the cut just to make it as like manageable and least like kind of maintenance and style as possible. So it's sort of like layered in a way and texturized in the front to have these pieces, and then in the back. But I when it's wet, I use this like Paul Mitchell, like it's called like Wet Works sort of hold style gel, and that kind of like I just put that in while it's wet.
Tussle your fingers through it.
Yeah, and that kind of, and then I just sort of like push it back and then let it fall just like throughout the day and tuck it behind my ears. Sometimes I'll use like a one of those dryer brushes to like just let the back like go straight down, but that's pretty much it. I don't like to do too much with it.
Your hair always looks amazing, and it's low maintenance. I feel like you just do that for a few minutes and it looks great. So just getting more comfortable with it.
Or like the oil, the Lola V hair oil too is fucking fire.
Yeah, not to plug Lola V, but we actually use that
no,
shit.
but the hair oil is because it's not gonna like weigh it down or like make it too like of that like oiliness. It's just like a really nice lightweight too. If you need some like extra, especially on the ends, really beautiful and it smells nice. But anyway, and also like congratulations on like everything and where you've come to so far. That's such like a wonderful feeling to just start to like really embrace your body and the feelings that you're having within it. I mean, sex is always complicated. And feeling like, I don't know, comfortable with it. I don't know. And what do we always say? Like, just start with yourself.
Yeah, to this, I would say also, yes, congratulations. I mean, I've never lived a trans experience, so that obviously adds another layer of complications around your sexual identity. So the fact that you are so comfortable and you want to explore this is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I would say you can do all of the like weeding out that you want. It's either going to go well or it's not. So whether I'm not just talking about the sexual experience, I'm also talking about if the person is good for you or someone you end up wanting to date. So I would say your best bet is try for someone that you feel comfortable with. And I feel like instinctually you're going to know who that is. It's never a perfect science. So if you feel like it's the right moment with the right person, go with the flow. Like it's going to be what it is, but you have waited this amount of time. And I think you've waited until you were emotionally ready, which is step number one, because then it's all about being able to handle it if it doesn't go the way that you want it to.
Mm-hmm.
And it really sounds like that's where you are. So,
yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of duds, but a lot of great ones too. So, I mean, you're going to have to just kind of
test the waters. But good luck.
But also know what you like, because the only way you're going to enjoy it is if you know the things that you like as well. Because like sometimes these guys just don't know what they're doing. So you have to kind of guide them.
Honestly, I don't know a single person alive I've ever spoken to that was like, wow, my first time was the best time I've ever had. So it's probably there will be, kinks that need to be worked out and kinks that you're going to work out. But go for it when you feel ready with the right person. Don't overthink it.
Hello. So in college, I was in a situationship with a guy. Long story short, we were a thing for about 3 years. I was more in a relationship with him while he was more in a relationship with everyone else, aka he posted a Valentine's Day picture with another girl while still hooking up with me. Fast forward, I'm 29 now, and one of my best friends from college has informed me that she's been seeing him for 3 months and has been keeping it a secret. We had been talking about another guy that she was serious about. She stayed at my house and helped my fiance pick out my ring while lying to me about dating him. I expressed how hurt I was, and she accused me of being salty and that I hadn't moved on from him. I'm happily engaged. We haven't talked in a month and a half. This girl was going to be in my wedding, and we were going to raise our kids together. Am I overreacting? Thank you for making my work commute 1,000 times better.
I don't think you're overreacting. I think that different things bother different people. So if this bothers you and you've expressed that, furthermore, I think the biggest thing right now is how she's reacting to you expressing these feelings. If this is how you feel, it's how you feel. And if she's just going to call you salty and bitter and say like you're not talking shit about your current relationship, like you can be in a happy relationship and still have feelings about things from your past. Like that's perfectly acceptable. So I think this is more about how you two communicate and how you're not feeling heard. And honestly, if someone was like that in my life, I probably wouldn't keep them around.
Yeah, I would say it has more to do with like, the communication and how like she's reacting than truly like this guy or whatever. I think if she had just told you about it, do you think you would be as upset?
It's probably more about the lying that's happening. Like it's dishonesty is always.
For me, yeah. If people were to just be very upfront and forthright with me about stuff, whether it was, stuff that could be potentially hurtful, I'm 9 times out of 10 going to be way more understanding and way more rational about those things that could potentially hurt me if they had lied about it.
Oh, if I find out and then, lying is like a big deal breaker for me. I can't handle that. So I'm sure it's more about all of those things. So all that to say, I don't think you're overreacting. You're allowed to feel how you feel. And usually if someone meets you with hostility and they're defensive, it's probably because they know they're wrong.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And she probably feels guilt. So
exactly.
Yeah. You're not overreacting.
Anonymous says, this podcast is life. Is it wrong to not want to see people I have unfinished business with? Meaning we haven't hashed things out from past events, but they just want to sweep everything under the rug. Being invited to things is nice, but being fake is torture. They have said they aren't good with confrontation and rather move forward, but I can't help but feel like I'm suppressing hurt on their accord. Past issues involve telling things to others that were said in confidence and said things would not be repeated. Also introduce them to a friend group of people that now only gas them up, leaving me on the back burner. Do I just force a serious confrontation or just move on? For me, here, I think you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So like if you are the kind of person that, and I'm that way too, I'm very upfront and just like need to discuss things to move on from it. But if they're passive and they do want to sweep it under the rug, you can't, it'll be a one-sided conversation. So I don't think you can force that. And if it's something that bothers you enough, I would say that's your answer. Like you need to move on then. And if you feel like they're, at least what it sounds like from this, they're surrounding themselves with yes people. That's a very particular type of person that only wants yes people around. And it's a dangerous person in my opinion.
Correct. For me, yeah, I'm one of those people that needs to be able to address things to move on, to come to some kind of like basic understanding of just like, this is how I've felt about it. And we can always agree to disagree, but just to get it out in the open, I don't know what the resolve is there. But when people just don't ever want to confront those types of things and they just want to like be ignorant about it, that's a very frustrating thing for me personally. And for somebody that's also going to just like betray your trust like that as well. Like, I wouldn't, I would probably kiss this person goodbye. Honestly.
On the mouth.
And it's not about holding a grudge. Like it's not about like being grudge holding or anything like that. It's just like, if you like, it's perfectly rational to want to be able to just discuss things in order to move on from them.
Totally.
If you can't discuss it, you're always going to be thinking about it. You're always going to be having like a little bit of a chip on your shoulder with this person because you cannot be able to, I don't know. And again, it's emotional immaturity too.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
Anyway, so is that all?
I think that's it today.
That's all we got. Okay, well, until next time.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Babe, you're gonna see the power of women. Like,
Disrespectfully.